Even though Highlander did not get any actual buffs or nerfs, they did fix a bug with his parry. Now normally, if you were to parry a light attack on a non-assassin, and you do a heavy attack from the same side, they could block it because their guard comes back on that side. And if you try to change your stance after the parry and attack from a different side, the game would sometimes stop your attack from starting. And even if it did start, there was a delay at the start of your attack, causing the heavy to still not be guaranteed. So now that they fixed the parry bug, Highlander can get a guaranteed heavy attack after a light parry, as long as he switches stances first. Now this might not seem that important since he could already get an offensive heavy after a light parry for 30 damage, but this is still something to keep in mind in certain matchups. For example, now Highlander can get a top heavy after parrying an assassin's light attack from any side. The top heavy does 40 damage, meaning you only need to parry 3 light attacks to kill an assassin at 120 health, whereas before the patch, you could get 3 offensive heavies for 30 damage each to kill that same assassin. This bug also affected his options after parrying a heavy attack, because if he did a light attack on the same side, it would be blocked, and he couldn't switch to another side because of the bug. This made the matchup against longer range heroes like Nobushi awkward because you couldn't parry punish their heavies with the light attack, and you couldn't guard break them because they were too far away, meaning you would have to do an offensive light attack after the parry, which does less damage than a basic light attack, and it costs him more stamina.
Done, my glass.
But now that the bug is fixed, Highlander can get a light attack after a heavy parry against any hero as long as he switches sides first. Like I said before, this is not an actual buff, it's just a bug fix. But you could say that the fix did buff him in a sense, because now his damage after a parry is a bit higher, which will overall help him in certain matchups. Although I do still think that Highlander needs a health buff and a damage buff, which will hopefully happen very soon.